Some real damage against Final Six aspirants. Can the Sharks strike a blow tonight against the Tuatara? Or will the Tuatara lock in a Final Six spot with a win? No mai head of my, hello and welcome. Great to have you with us here at Eventfinda here on the North Shore. Justin Nelson and Casey Frank with you, and you've tipped the Sharks tonight. They've only won one of their last 10 games, Casey, but I've got a feeling that they're going to have a big say in who makes and who misses the Final Six.
Look, at this point of the season for the Sharks, they've had a disappointing one, but it's all about pride moving forward. They've got to do something to save, the season for the fans. They want to go out there, they want to have a crack, they want to give it a go, and tonight would be a good chance to play a little bit of spoiler.
Let's have a look at the ladder as it stands in the NZNBL. Round 12 underway. The Saints with that big win. That was a statement. 30-point win over the Hawks last night, and they are starting to drift up to Final Six contention. Tuatara second on the ladder, Sharks down in 10th. But as we said, they can make a big impact on those above them over the next few weeks.
Yeah, they've still got enough talent to go out there and play spoiler. When they're playing good defense, that's when they're dangerous. But if things get a little bit too quick on the offensive end, the Tuatara can certainly cause some damage.
Let's have a look at the games coming up in round 12. It's as busy as always. There's the Saturday night fixtures, the Jets and the Giants in that return bout. Giants beat the Jets just a week ago. Bulls and the Hawks tomorrow night. How big is that one? Also live across the country on Prime. The Hawks coming off that 30-point loss to the Saints. Rams and Airs looking forward to that as well.
And all of a sudden, that looks like a game that might solidify some position. The Hawks really need that win, but the Bulls also chasing that down. It is all coming down to the end of the year in this competition to see who makes it.
Nuggets and Jets have the late one on Sunday. Shark starters in this game tonight. There's big Romaro Gill, Braden Inga, Deshaun Knight, Mojave King, Zoe Burton and Romaro Gill. They're starting. Leighton Hamilton is off as the assistant coach now. Guess who's back? Rob Beveridge back in the seat. Great to have him back here in New Zealand. Casey caught up with him a short time ago. Here's what he had to say.
Well, Coach, great to see you back. That's my first thoughts. Lovely to see you. But on the less important side, we're talking about the basketball, and you guys aren't in the finals race right now, but a chance to play spoiler. How much is that a focus of the Sharks moving forward?
Total focus. I mean, we've been disappointed with our season. We've had a inconsistency, really disappointed, basically, and we've come in the last part of the season, and it's the first time in a long time that the Sharks haven't made the playoffs, and right now we want to come and spoil as much as we can. But even it's not so much about winning or losing, it's about the effort levels and having a crack, and our fans and everybody's looking at us going, I had a go. I think that's really, really important to me, is that we get in and push these guys as much as we can.
And of the guys you have to push, it's a pretty talented squad as of late. Has been playing fantastic basketball. Is he a guy that you have circle as one you need to slow down to get the win?
I think that right now he's one of the form imports in the league. And 2 weeks ago when they played us, I'm watching on TV and I'm yelling and screaming, and he kicked our butt. And he played with a lot of confidence. He's shooting the ball well, settled in the position. He knows that he's probably one of the alpha dogs in the team now.
Well, thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck today.
Casey, obviously great to have Bevo back. Mojave King will be one player instantly. He'll be hoping he's up and going in this one tonight.
Of course, Mojave King sitting on the bench right now, so we're taking a look at Deshaun Knight. But Mojave King has an ability to score just under 20 points per game. Deshaun Knight, of course, will be trying to feed him the ball a little bit himself.
Yeah, and he's been very good as well. Deshaun Knight, 14.6 assists a game. Let's have a look at the Tuatara starters in this one tonight. They are finals bound, you would think. Russo, Nance, Iuli, Nunag getting the start. Dalton and Lowe. Coaches Aaron Young. Let's hear his thoughts.
Well, Coach, you got a big game here tonight to try and solidify your spot in the Final Six. You got well against these guys a couple of weeks ago. Do you expect that game plan to go the same tonight?
Yeah, I think there were some good things that we did against the Sharks a couple of weeks ago, and I think one of those things was we held them to a reasonable score. Our defense definitely picked up. And that's something that we've kind of focused in on, especially, coming off a loss last week. We want to really knuckle down on the defensive end. I think if we do that, we put ourselves in a good spot.
And in that loss, it was down the stretch where you guys weren't able to hold that lead and eventually succumb to that Rams side. Tonight, coming down the stretch, how do you hope to fix that issue and come down and get a win if it is a tight one tonight?
Yeah, we just talked about our consistency at home. Like, we've been actually decent on the road, but you know, we have really good starts, and then we have stretches, 4 or 5 minute stretches where we just kind of get complacent. We just can't have that tonight. You know, this is a big opportunity for us. It puts us at 10 wins, which is a good number to be at. We just have to understand the moment, understand there's a lot on the line, and play like there's a lot on the line.
Can't wait to see it. Thanks for the time.
Well, I might have sent a shockwave through all Tuatara fans with Nunag into the starting lineup. I can assure you Silas Schneider is starting for the Tuatara tonight. Let's have a look at the head-to-head. Casey in this one, the tail of the tape, not too far away from a start. They've had a big season, the Tuatara. They are right up the top in most things. Points for, points against, scoring margin. Field goal percentage, Nick Barrow, have a look at him go, 59%.
Yeah, get him the ball, give him a little bit more often, he can score. But the thing about those stats for the Tuatara, they were done mostly when Chris Johnson was here. They had these big blowout wins. They started 7-1. Since that time, they are 2-5, and they have been struggling to get wins. They got right against this Sharks team a couple of weeks ago. They'll be hoping that this is some medicine for that again. But on their home court, this Sharks team, nothing to lose. I feel they're going to be dangerous.
There's referee Tim Brown getting the ball from a young fan before this game. The officials tonight, Tim Brown, Reece Hamilton and Hayden Pipe. Tucky Farrenson, Dan Fortu and Kirk Penny not playing tonight for the Tuatara. No Winston Shepherd for the Sharks. Not too far away from a start. Casey, you've gone the Sharks tonight. Tell us why.
Well, I just think they've got the size and the defensive ability to slow down this Tuatara squad. To be honest, with the exclusion of Winston Shepherd, I think this offense is going to work more smoothly. They won't be as concerned with trying to feed him in the post. You'll see more freedom for Deshaun Knight, Mojave King, and if they can, Romero Gill can grab the rebounds, they're going to be igniting that fast break offense. And this young Tuatara squad is going to really have to step up this evening to get the W.
Can the Sharks upset those above them in the run home? Tuatara tonight, they've got the Airs, the Nuggets, the Rams and the Bulls to come. They can certainly cause some damage, and it may start here. Friday Night Hoops on Sky Sport in the Sal's NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Sharks with the first possession. Burton gives it up to Inga. Here's King. Romero Gill back to King. Right with him is Russo Nance. King gets through some heavy traffic.
Charge.
He's been picked up for the charge.
Charge called. Well, Mojave King, how he was able to split that double team, I'm unsure. Found the space in there somehow. But was it Silas Schneider who was able to slide over, keep himself out of the circle, get one of those feet out, and take that charge to put some pressure on Mojave King early?
Good defense by Schneider. Here he is. He's been in terrific form. Rob Lowe down low, doubled straight away. Great pass to Russo Nance.
Deshaun Knight just fell asleep, and Dante Russo Nance does what he does so often, puts that ball in the bucket. Oh, the finger roll.
Romero Gill.
Is that George Gervin? Is that the Iceman?
He was floating through the air, the big 7'2".
Always surprised when 7-footers get that high and don't dunk.
Basket apiece to start this one. Here's Rob Lowe. Going at over 4 assists a game. Charlie Dalton has it knocked back. It ends up with Russo Nance. That one did everything but drop through the net.
Great looks for the Tuatara, though. They should be pleased with what their offense is creating.
There's King. Fires away from deep. Mojave King, what a start.
That was almost an angry shot about that first charge call he got. If he is locked in, watch out, Tuatara. You're going to have your hands full defensively.
Just under 20 points a game this season for Mojave King, and the Sharks need all 20 of them plus more tonight. Schneider from deep. Big Romero has it knocked away by Charlie Dalton. What an opportunity for this young man, Charlie Dalton, in the starting lineup.
The high school product of, I believe, Rosmini. I hope I'm not wrong. But he has shown some real athleticism, some toughness in the opportunity he's gotten, and he's feeling a need. They've been really desperate for players to come up, and the youth movement's the only place to go as we see the steal by Rob Lowe.
Well, one thing about the passion of school basketball here in New Zealand is if you are wrong, you'll hear about it. Here's Zoe Burton off that Rob Lowe miss. pulls up at the Resine, brings it back out to Mojave King. Inside, Inga just stepping back.
Brayden Inga loves that little step back, but sometimes I think about practicing against Romero Gill makes you step back more often than you need to. He should go at the basket with that size advantage. Especially if he's got Sliler Schneider mixed onto him. He could go straight to it and get the foul, as we see the Tuatara baseball jerseys in the stands. Some young school-aged players.
Good crowd in here tonight. Charlie Dalton takes a seat just as we pump his tyres up. Aaron Young didn't get the message. Sliler Schneider, how's the finish?
Well, he has improved so much throughout the course of the season, and that shot was under duress, but he shows a lovely ability to put some English on it.
Threading the needle, Zoe Burton. And Romero Gill may have been fouled there as he tried to put the ball back up, yeah.
And he's getting shots. That foul was called on Big Nick Barrow.
And Romero Gill will step up to the Resine line. No, he won't. Zoe Burton will.
Yeah, you were correct.
Well, it is nice Romero Gill. And I know why Zoe Burton is stepping up, because he goes at 82% from the Resine and Big Romero goes at 42%.
Yeah, it's probably a good call.
Tim Brown's been around the traps.
It's like it was like the Romero Gill you ordered off Alibaba.
And Romero lives up to form, but how about Brayden Inga with the tip-in?
Really nice control of the basketball. Poor box out by the Tuatara, however.
Out 7-4 early, tying it up. No, Russo Nance misses. Nick Barrow gets it back. Schneider with some space. Down to Lowe. Lowe drops it off. Nick Barrow with the finish.
Gill got a piece of that. Blocked it and it still went in. Rob Lowe, 2 assists already. Really looking to create for his teammates. If he can do so without turning over the ball, puts the Tuatara in great stead.
There's Deshaun Knight. Was a star with the Jets. Has been serviceable since coming in late in the season for the Sharks.
Gotta let that ball do a little bit more of the work.
Oh, here's young Dante Russo Nance.
Just a hesitation dribble. Looking like he might come off the on ball. Instead, he just goes straight to the basket, no help side, and need a little bit more defensive fortuitous than that.
Iuli with the steal and with the finish. The two young guns for the Tuatara, Dante Russo Nance and Brayden Iuli, racking up the highlights early in this one.
Brayden Iuli, I think, can do a fantastic Taki Ferentsen impression. He's got the skills defensively and the athleticism and shooting on offense to fill his boots.
There's an offensive foul here, and that is going to be
Deshaun
against Deshaun Knight.
Yeah, said he grabbed the arm as he was going around. Tim Brown with the emphatic call there, and the Tuatara taking control early.
Deshaun Knight actually gave the thumbs up there, so not often you see that. Here's Schneider firing away from deep. He's missed a couple from long range. Look out, Nick Barrow.
Well, early options by the Sharks. They just need to do a better job boxing out, finding bodies. It's little mistakes that are giving Tuatara easy buckets.
Zoe Burton from deep. That'd be nice, and it is a handy basket there for the Sharks.
A big triple dropped by Alonzo Burton there. He's cooled off from a hot start early, as you see the kickball. But he is still one of the best shooters in the competition.
Well, we did mention that Nick Barrow has the highest field goal percentage of Tuatara players this season. With those two early baskets, he's up over 60% now.
I'm actually surprised he was down below 60 because he only takes shots he can make.
Here's Russo Nance. Schneider now. Closely checked by Knight. Russo Nance fires for three. How good is it that this young man is growing before our eyes in the Sal's NBL, Casey?
I know, most games he looks pretty grown up to me. On that triple there, the 17-year-old showing the strength from deep.
What a season he's had. Mojave King up over the top. Kelman Poto keeps it alive. He's got Burton for three.
Mojave King got a little bit of contact, didn't get the whistle. Tuatara on the counterattack.
Oh, here he is again, Russo Nance. Drawing the foul on this occasion. He's off to the Razine. What a start from the young man. Timeout here, midway through the first.
7 points already for Dante Russo Nance. A week ago, it was Braden Yuli who came off and shot out the blocks with 10 first half points, but the first quarter by Dante Russo Nance, as he has all season long, living up to and exceeding the high praise he's been getting.
We talked about it briefly in the pre-game, Casey. Last night's contest in the capital, 4,000 fans, packed stadium. Saints got up by 30 over the Hawks. I know you were in the luxury of your lounge room watching on Sky Sport. Did last night's game say more about the Saints or more about the Hawks?
Well, I mean, a bit of both. We knew that the Saints, when they finally got it together, were going to start rolling. That buzzsaw was always going to turn on, and it's here. And I think the rest of the league should circle them if they've got them played. And if they make it through to the finals, watch out, because they are dangerous. They have some elite talent. But for the Hawks, there were some concerning signs. You know, to go down by that much, despite, you know, they are down a player. They are still trying to work Jack Salt into the game. But to roll over like that, and to turn over the ball the way they did, that's got to be concerning. Good news for the Hawks are they got a quick turnaround. They got another chance this week.
Your early thoughts on that game tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. at the Stockyard. Bulls and the Hawks, live here on Sky Sport and on Prime.
For me, it's all about pace. Whoever controls the pace is going to get it done, but I'm leaning towards the Bulls on their home court. Corey Webster is just knifing through defenses. I just don't see how the Hawks are going to slow him down, especially with Potts and Jaden Bazant back in the mix. What
a big game that is. Webster, Potts and Bazant on the court together for the first time this season. They take on the Hawks. Here's Russo Nance. I thought we were coming back to free throws. Not to be, though.
Rob Lowe with the turnover there. Better defense with Dante Russo Nance, or with Don Camopoto guarding him there.
Here's Inga for three. Just hits the front of the iron. Look at the run of Lowe here, getting up quickly.
He's got the mismatch. Needs to be patient and take advantage of it. Good hand by Braden Inga to negate the advantage he had.
What have you made of Rob Lowe's season, Casey? 17 points, 12 rebounds, just over 4 assists a game.
He's got a heavy load on him, especially since Chris Johnson left and this team suddenly got extremely young. But I love his leadership with the squad. He's always helping the young guys, putting them in great position. So unselfish. Personally, I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive with the ball.
Well, here's his chance here to do exactly that. Misses the first, almost grabbed it back in. Turnover midcourt, Russo Nance, they've got the numbers. Iuli on the reverse.
Iuli looks so smooth in transition, like he was born to run that wing. What a finish there with the reverse.
Well, we've talked about the maturity of Russo Nance. Braden Iuli's had some sort of a season as well. To the basket, Mojave King.
Well, Mojave King has the ball. The Tuatara should just lock in and understand he is going to shoot it. Send extra defenders, set up a wall because he is trying to get right to the cup.
Iuli for three.
Look at Braden Iuli. 7 points of his own, and now it's 14 for Russo Nance and Braden Iuli combined.
Kelman Poto inside, off the glass. Bread and butter stuff for Dom Kelman Poto.
And how about the self-patch? Tipped it to himself to control it.
McIntosh. Here's Iuli again. That one's off Schneider. And a great little tap there by Rob Lowe to keep it alive.
Iuli with the heat check. Didn't get it done, but Schneider gets the rewards.
Duran for three. McIntosh drags it in.
Southland shooting the ball just a bit quick right now. We need a little bit more patience.
Margin at 8. Schneider hands it off. Iuli draws a couple to him. Russo Nance now steps back inside. Off to Schneider. Great setup. Lowe keeps it alive. Iuli goes again and doesn't make. crowd was up on their seats.
Good fight, Braden Inger, to keep Rob Lowe off the glass, but the Sharks needed to do a better job of finding players. A lot of cutting, a lot of Sharks staring at the basketball instead of seeing ball and man. That's why we're seeing so many cuts for layups.
Always a hard lane to complete a pass, isn't it? That high position down to the block. And especially a turnover for the Sharks.
Especially when you're throwing bullets like that. You got to put a little bit of soft touch on it or some English to spin it back in. But at that pace, it is a difficult catch indeed.
Here's McIntosh, fires away, and that's his strength, Chris McIntosh. That's what he's there to do.
Not the right scout there by Drew Lasonge-Ape. He's got to be tighter to Chris McIntosh, force him to put the ball on the floor.
Mojave King draws the foul on Silas Schneider.
Oh, the Tuatara off to a fantastic start. This is exactly what they were hoping for. Everyone contributing, playing solid defense, really making things difficult for the Sharks on this end of the court. No easy looks for the Sharks.
14 points already between the teenagers. Russo Nance and Iuli starring for the Tuatara early in this one. Here's Durand.
Great screen.
King turns, shoots, and makes. Mojave King, he's had some sort of a start tonight.
Yeah, Mojave King gets the bucket, but it was all about the Liam McRae screen for me, laying the wood on McIntosh to open up his shooter.
Here's Russo Nance. Kelman Poto in front of him, steps back. That shot is off. Nick Barrow keeps it alive.
Didn't hit the shot clock, but there was a reset, so they're going to have to bring it down to something. So they reset it to 14. That is what they're discussing right now at the scorer's table. Bring it down to 8, so it'd be Tuatara ball on the baseline with 8 seconds on the shot clock to get this one up.
Here's Schneider. Russo Nance. Barrow setting the screen. Schneider again here. Durand in front of him. Fires over the top and makes. This is a really big start by the Tuatara tonight.
Snyder's looking locked in as well. The perimeter for the Tuatara are pretty much getting any shot they want, whenever they want it.
Lead at 11. Lasonge-Ape. Russo Nance with the rebound. They're away again. 40 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Lowe, how big was that? Oh, Rob Lowe looks across and says, hey, great pass.
Silas Schneider has been trying to hook Rob Lowe up with a lob dunk all season long, throwing it high. That might be the highest Rob Lowe's jumped in about 3 years.
Well, and I know people can't see it at home, but when Rob Lowe went up, Casey Frank went up beside me as well. That was great. Here's Mojave King. Oh, heavy contact.
I think the foul wasn't on McIntosh in the block, but before that, I think Dante Russo-Nance guarding him. Here we see it. He comes off here. I think they called that slight contact there before McIntosh took it.
You're right, Dante Russo-Nance.
Because if that foul would have been on Chris McIntosh, he would have had a pretty valid complaint.
He certainly found his position there, Chris McIntosh. You can see him just there. He felt that.
How about Schneider, Russo-Nance, and Iuli, all with 7 points. Lucky sevens. Hitting up for the Tuatara in the first quarter.
Been a great start, hasn't it? Basket from Mojave King. He thought he was fouled.
He was probably right. Dante Russo-Nance was not standing straight up. There was contact, but he makes it regardless.
Rob Lowe turns it over on the pass. Here come the Sharks. Some late baskets maybe. Rob Lowe got a hand on it, and it's been called for a goaltend.
Tim Brown sees it from the sideline. Excellent hustle by Rob Lowe. Drew Lasonge-Ape in that passing lane just before the quarter finishes, excuse me.
7-point margin at quarter time. The Tuatara with the hot start tonight, and it's the young guns who have come to play. They've come out with a head of steam. Up by 7, first quarter in the books, second quarter not too far away. We'll see you soon. Quarter time here at Eventfinda, Friday night basketball. Happy crowd in here at the moment. The Tuatara fans, they like what they've seen in that opening 10 minutes. They're out by 7, and it's the young guns doing the damage. Casey Frank.
Yeah, it certainly was. Dante Russo-Nance, Brandon Yulee, 7 points apiece. Siler Schneider solid as well, but it's the possession game. 12 to 10 on the rebounds, but it's 6 offensive rebounds for the Tuatara, as well as forcing 6 turnovers that has given them 8 extra shots in that fourth quarter, 25 shots to 17. If that keeps up, the Sharks just really have no way to get back into it.
These two teams met back on July the 1st. Tuatara getting that win 89 to 77. They went on and defeated the Nuggets, of course, claimed the Southern swing. Schneider with 28 against the Sharks last time out. Rob Lowe, 17 points, 14 rebounds. Russo-Nance had 15 in that game. And if they win this one tonight, the Tuatara, you would think, along with the Giants, they are both looking very safe indeed for the final 6.
I think 10 wins gets you in. 9 maybe, but from looking at this point in, if you get 10, I would go ahead and book that table.
Here's young Beatty. Rob Lowe is fouled. He's off to the Resine.
A solid foul by Liam McRae there. No choice but to. Would have been a short 2 points. Takes that opportunity away. Now they get a chance to set up their press, which they found a little bit of success with.
Earlier game here tonight, Casey, in the GJ Gardner Homes To'ihi. The Kahu, 5 straight to start the season, defeated the Hoiho 81 to 76, but it was anything but convincing. Thrilling finish down the stretch. The Hoiho just refused to go away.
Yeah, time after time, the Kahu looked like they were going to fly away, but the Hoiho kept waddling their way back in.
Oh, I like it.
That deficit double digits at times, but 2 points late. Just couldn't get over the hump for their first win of the season.
Some misses from the coloured stripe. There's Don Kelman Poto.
Sharks so happy to have him back from his 3x3 duties. Bit of a change for him trying to adjust from the 2 styles of game, but he's come back well early in this one with his aggressiveness.
One thing we do know in both forms of the game is if he's close to the basket, he's usually a pretty good bet to put it away. Here he is off the miss, getting the pass up to Lusongi Ape, hands it off, Durand on the run.
I love that fast break action as the Tuatara call a timeout because Coach Aaron Young did not like what he saw offensively on that possession, but I did like what I saw by the Sharks running that fast break, got the ball, kicked it up really quickly. Just through Lusongi Ape has been fantastic early, running the floor, and that time he makes the right pass for an easy Jalen Durand finish. Getting all the angles of it too. Little drop off as the defender commits. 2 points easy, like it. 3-point game.
Spoke to Coach Rob Beveridge. There he is, right there actually. Spoke to him before the game, Casey, about Drew Leo Lusongi Ape. He's going at 10 points a game, playing 20 minutes per game. For me, he's actually been one of the success stories from this Sharks team in season 2022.
Oh, I love the way Drew plays the game. He's got a lot of athleticism. He's aggressive on the rim. I think as he develops his strength, he can really lift his level and can find a place to play at a higher level than just in the NZNBL. He looks like a future pro at times. Love his mindset, love his work rate. You know, it's just about learning the game. When you're young, you have that level of athleticism. Sometimes you just don't know what to do with it. It takes a bit of time to figure out that 100, you know, your full speed isn't always the best speed. And at times that's the only thing that I see. He gets fast and in a hurry. And you want to be quick, but not in a hurry. And that's just a distinction he'll make as he grows his game as a professional. But I too love what I see.
I like that change-up speed, if you can develop that. I know when I was playing basketball as a young man, my change-up was slow to very slow.
It works pretty well.
There's Beattie with the pass underneath. Foul called. Braden Iuli getting big Liam McRae off the floor.
It's 2 possessions, 2 fouls, so we'll get Big Gill will be coming back in for Liam McRae.
And here he comes. Right on cue. Rob Beveridge having to shuffle the changes. How good is it to see Bevo back, of course.
Oh, it's been awesome.
His story has been well told in recent times. Just incredibly lucky. That 6-metre fall off his roof back in Australia, and broken ribs, broken shoulder. You can see he's still got the arm. Yeah.
Trying to work that arm up. He lifted the shoulder up to almost parallel today, and he said, look, I'm doing great.
It's a new record.
Little victories, one step at a time, baby.
1 of 2 from the Racine. 4-point ball game. Here's Jalen Durant. Burton, ball on the floor. Well shut down. Lasongi Ape has fallen to that pesky sideline.
You know, it is sometimes difficult when the sideline isn't a full, thick painted line, but a skinny one, you can lose sight of it.
Come on.
It's white on brown out there. Everything's easy from here, eh, Justin? No mistakes for you?
Russo Nance off the glass. What a finish.
If it was a ref making a mistake there, you would have defended him for 20 minutes. But a player, oh no.
You're in fine form tonight, Casey Frank. And it's only, the weekend hasn't even started yet.
No, I'm going back to my college days. Weekend starts Wednesday nights.
And finishes on Tuesday afternoons. Foul called there. There's Aaron Young.
Well, the Sharks have done well to slow the pace down just a bit. But they do need to find a more consistent scoring punch outside of transition.
Big Romaro over the top of young Thomas Beattie.
Just giving up about a foot there, not too much.
Here is Beattie. Now he'll take on Gill back the other way. Great work, young man.
Oh, there you go. Attack size with quickness. Blew by him for the reverse layup.
Oh, Big Romaro nearly dragged that back foot.
That was a big fake step.
Lasongi Ape, excellent finish.
I love the way he switched hands there, finishing with the left hand. The big steps to create that closure to the basket. Well done.
4-point ball game. Sharks have steadied. Barrow has Big Romaro to beat. Pushes it out to Russo Nance.
When he's shooting the ball these last couple of weeks is the way I wanted to see him shoot the ball all season long. Not the ability to make it. I've known he had that. But the confidence to shoot it a little bit more aggressively. As he now on 12.
And they're away quickly again. Schneider, Iuli on the reverse. I'll tell you what, the young guns for the Tuatara are letting everyone know that they are a rising force.
Well, they're scoring in bunches, too. Every time the Sharks get a little bit closer, it goes the other way. That one off Dante Russo Nance, who fought well on the switch. And that's one thing that's probably surprises me most about Dante Russo Nance as a 17-year-old is how strong he is. He's got such a good, strong frame for a player at his stage of development. It really bodes well for his future.
And I know we've spoken about it before, Casey, but these games, of course, live on ESPN across the states. Good finish, no. Unable to put it away. Second effort from Dom Kelman-Poto. Here's a make, and he'll look for a bonus. The American coaches at the moment, through collegiate level, they would be loving what they're seeing from the young talent here in New Zealand. And Dante Russo-Nance is really leading the way in that space.
Oh, absolutely. He's got to be a favorite for the Youth Player of the Year here in New Zealand. I've been so impressed by his all-around game, not just a scorer, a solid defender, a really willing passer, and a strong rebounder for a guard. I mean, he does an excellent job of involving himself in that aspect of the game. Averages 4.6 boards, 4.4 assists, and 15 points per game at 17.
And just under 3 steals as well.
I'll tell you what, there's been imports came to this league over the years that didn't average that. So it's been a coup for the Tuatara to be able to depend on him at this stage of his development.
7-point margin. Schneider inside low. Romaro got up and met him there. Ball alive here, picked up by Knight.
I'm wondering when Deshaun Knight's going to get himself involved. Hasn't really had much to do with the game just yet.
Bullet pass there from Lasongi Ape.
Yeah, you got to know who you're passing to.
Romaro Gill.
You got to know who you're passing to.
I think their hands went together about 3 seconds after it went through. That was a bullet.
Just giving everybody who eventually passes the ball to a 7-footer a little tip. Throw it high and soft. High and soft.
6 minutes to go in this opening half. There's
So much space.
Iuli again.
That's just bad defense. More of the wing jumping out. Nobody jumping out to Iuli. It wasn't even a real pass back to the top of key. Just cleared some space. He had so much time there. And the Tuatara stretch it back to 10.
He's out to 13. Game high scorer, Braden Iuli.
He did this a week ago. Slowed down in the second half, but recently committed to college basketball in the States.
There's an answer for the Sharks. Alonzo Burton.
Alonzo Burton's just set up shop there in that corner and have your teammates find you. And when they don't, say, hey, give me the ball. I can shoot.
Schneider put away by big Romaro Gill. Averages a few blocks a game. He's the #1 shot blocker in the Cells NBL, and that's why.
Well, look at this. Silas Schneider knows he has to go high, but it should have been the floater. The little floating finger roll served up to Romaro Gill on a plate.
It's like a Vegemite sandwich. Here's Schneider. Step back, that's tough. Getting a hand on it. Wazinga.
The rarely 2 blocks on possession for Silas Schneider.
Let's see what the Sharks can do here. Mojave King.
So quick. His first step is just so quick. But if I'm the Tuatara, every time Mojave King has the ball, I am taking 1 step further over the help line because I know his mindset is on the drive. His mindset is on scoring. Until he shows me that he's going to do other things with the basketball, that's what I'll be forcing him to do, is pass it up.
Timeout here, 7-point lead for the Tuatara. I'm actually surprised you didn't screw your face up when I talked about a Vegemite sandwich before, Casey.
When I originally got over here, it wasn't my favorite. But now that I'm a father and my kids have a lot of their food left over, I've eaten a couple thousand.
There you go. You're a fan.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I accept it. It's not my favorite, but it'll do the job.
There's Aaron Young. What a rise he has had over the last couple of seasons, becoming a senior coach in the Cells NBL. And I know there's a lot of people that really love what Aaron Young is doing. He won't like the fact that we've got a camera on that whiteboard at the moment.
Gonna have to tell our camera crew that they're not allowed to film the whiteboard, but that'll get through eventually.
Aaron Young, his rise over the last couple of seasons. What have you made of...
Well, he's a young coach. Yeah, he's still developing as coach, but what is impressive for a guy his age who's coming into a leadership position is that the guys seem to listen to him. And, a lot of times when some of the players are a bit older than you or in the same age range, there isn't that respect factor, but he seems to have that. And, this is 2 years in a row where they've gotten off to great starts early and have faded a little bit late. But that's a lot of that does have to do with the talent. So as good a job as he's done coaching up to this point, there is still a lot of coaching left to do.
Well, you did raise it before, Casey. 7-1 start over their opening 8 games, 2-5 over their last 7 for Tuatara.
Yeah, it became, so strangely enough, a lot tougher once Prince Johnson left, as Mojave King hits 2 from the regime.
He's got 12 in the game now.
He is a scoring machine, 19-point average. I think he's going to top that today.
Here's Schneider. Has really stepped it up in the last 5 or 6 weeks. Silas Schneider. Oh, Romaro Gill absolutely slaps that into next Tuesday.
I'm loving the activity from the Sharks. They're fighting hard.
And he gets after it again, big Romaro, held by that big left wing.
Nick Barrow, I believe, got in on that one for his 2nd personal foul.
Have a look at this.
Get it up, get it out. Easy on the backboard.
Well, Tom Beattie got a reverse layup on Romaro Gill a few minutes ago. There was no way knowing that Romaro was having any of that. Stepping back, Mojave King, man.
15 points for him now, and he looks like a man possessed.
Back to 2.
Putting pressure on the Tuatara left, right, and center.
Barrow, errant pass just came off the hand of Zoe Burton.
He was lucky it was an errant pass. If that would have been on target, that was a steal going the other direction. Would have been hard pressed to get to stop him. Instead, just off Alonzo Burton's fingers, out of bounds.
Iuli has had a wonderful first half. Barrow with the mid-range jumper. Can't convert. The Sharks could level it up. Could take the lead. Mojave King. No, Romaro stepped underneath it. Schneider.
Oh, really nice skip pass. Great look at it, but couldn't take the lead with that one. We'd love to have it back.
Schneider now into the corner. Rob Lowe. Inga on the rebound. Away they go. Deshaun Knight picking up the pace now. Goes one end to the other. Runs into Rob Lowe. Somehow found Burton. Inga now through traffic. He almost lost it. They settle it down. They get it back to Inga on the wing, and he makes it.
There it is. First lead of the ball game for the Sharks. They have withstood an early onslaught from the youth of the Tuatara back in front.
The watch party tonight in Invercargill has just come alive.
Giving a little something to cheer for.
Lowe gets underneath. Romaro left it behind, and look who's there to polish it off. How about the first half tonight of Braden Iuli?
Always good to be lucky. Right place, right time. 15 points for Iuli in the first half. Shouldn't have signed that letter of intent so soon, buddy. You might have some more offers coming.
Here's Mojave King. Good defense from Chris McIntosh. Schneider back the other way. Offensive foul on Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe trying to seal up Deshaun Knight.
And there's a tech foul here as well. Rob Lowe's picked up.
That looks like a quick one. Tim Brown, not sure exactly what he said, but that is going to be his first personal foul, and I think his second on the technical.
Well, whatever he has said, it's taken Tim Brown a while to come back and have a chat. So
I'm glad Tim Brown did, because earlier he was just telling him, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. But as a player, you want a chance to talk about what just happened. And to me, it didn't seem like Rob Lowe was being rude. He wasn't being out of pocket. Of course, I didn't hear the words that were said, so sometimes it's the specific language. Sometimes it comes in 4 letters.
Yes.
That gets on the nerves of the officials. But I always do appreciate when an official takes the time to at least hear my side of things.
Probably importantly for the Sharks, they have converted. They've tied it up, but Rob Lowe has a couple of fouls now. Here's Zoe Burton, steps around Chris McIntosh and makes it. How about the shooting tonight, especially in this second quarter from the Sharks?
7 for 12 from the three-point stripe now. That is what has turned this ball game around for them.
Russo Nance to Rob Lowe. Inga taps it away. We made a real point tonight, Casey, talking about the Sharks as being the team that can cause a lot of headaches for a lot of Final Six aspirants over the next few weeks.
Look, they've got the talent. They certainly have the shooting ability, but if they can form some cohesive offense, they are trouble as we're seeing this evening.
Lowe comes up short.
Great rebound by Dom Kalapoto. He is so integral to the success of this Sharks team, and it's been difficult with him missing so much of the year for 3x3 duty.
25-15 quarter for the Sharks. Inga for 3, no. Kelman Poto, and there's another foul on Rob Lowe.
And that will be his third personal. Dom Kamapoto had that ball drop straight to him. It was the only place he could have gotten that offensive rebound. And this is a big problem for the Tuatara. Rob Lowe, if he's off the court, it changes the gravity of everything. Now they don't have a big who can shoot the ball, so they're not drawing Gil or Dom Kamapoto out to the perimeter. There's going to be more defenders in that key taking away those driving lanes, but most importantly is his presence on the glass. They're still #1 in rebounding because of him, averaging over 13 rebounds per game coming in. He's going to miss the rest of this half, and he's going to have to be on a short leash in the second half as well.
Tuatara led this game by as much as 11. Dom Kelman Poto misses, Inga misses, loose ball, scramble. Schneider comes up with it, gets it back for the team in green.
That was Brayden Inger's second offensive rebound on a missed free throw.
Schneider quickly shut down. Mojave King gets after it and gets it back for the Sharks.
And loses it right to Deshaun Knight, fortunately for the Sharks.
Here's Burton quickly on the floor, through the lanes. Zoe Burton up and about.
No Rob Lowe, that key is wide open to drive. Zoe Burton is the first to take advantage with a quick drive to the rim for the layup finish.
Down by 11, up by 5.
Turns around quickly.
Certainly does. Schneider for 3. That one misses.
Oh, the kick by Yuli. Good hustle.
And Inga just doing the 1%ers here tonight. Timeout called by the Sharks. Rob Beveridge wants to have a chat with just under 50 seconds to play. And Casey Frank, your thoughts on the Sharks in this second quarter? It's been quite the turnaround.
Well, excellent response. Looking a little bit out of their depth in that first quarter at times. They were a little slow defensively, but it has really changed here in the second. They lost that first quarter 28-21, as you just point out to me, but they're up 27-15 here in the second quarter, and it is because of that three-point shot that has gotten them back into it. 7 for 13 from deep right now. That has made up for all the other deficiencies. They've also started picking up their activity on the glass. You can combine those two things and take better care of the ball than they did in that first quarter, where they had 6 turnovers, just 2 here in the second quarter. That has really changed their fortunes offensively.
Good signs here tonight for the Sharks. Just 1 win from their last 10 games. They've been in unfamiliar territory for most of the season. They've had their issues, players in, players out, players on national duty. Rob Beveridge, of course, who has missed a chunk of the season with his own injuries. And all of a sudden tonight, Friday night basketball in the NZNBL on Sky Sport. It's round 12, but we're starting to see exactly what this Sharks team is capable of.
Well, it's all about effort, intensity for them. You know, when they lost to the Tuatara a couple weeks ago, they didn't have that 40 minutes of locked-in effort and intensity. For a time in the first quarter, it looked like it was going to be more of the same tonight, but they were able to dig deep, find it, and we can see how dangerous they are.
Barrow, good hand inside on Kelman Poto.
Yeah, he's got to hold Barrow off his back, do a better job of sealing, and he gets a cheap foul on that one, but just the third in the quarter for the Sharks, so no free throws just yet. It's not the first player I've seen grab Nick Barrow in disgust and try and chuck him away.
I was going to say, even after the whistle, Brayden Iula can't miss shots.
It is going well for him right now. 6 for 8 from the field.
Ball in. Oh, Nick Barrow just found some space. Probably too much in the end.
Hustle by
Couldn't
Schneider.
float it in.
Tracking that down, that looked for sure was going in Deshaun Knight's hands.
Russo Nance gets by Dom Kelman Poto, and for the second time in just a matter of seconds.
Oh, they didn't see the shot clock. You got to slow it down. They'll take the bucket, but this gives the Tuatara a chance to match on the back end.
First points of the game for Deshaun Knight. Maybe a hold at mid-court on Chris McIntosh. That goes unseen. The Tuatara will go to the Racine line. Dante Russo Nance.
And that is exactly why you want to make sure you take the last shot of the half. picking up an extra foul. This one, I believe, goes on Duncan Poto. That's his second personal, and that could come into play later in the game. If you slow it down, take that one last possession, maybe you don't score, but you certainly don't lose it on the other end.
Great to see some of the fans here tonight. It's a good crowd. The Tuatara have quickly built up a solid fan base in their inaugural season. Russo Nance splits. He's got 13 in the half. And that's going to do us. What a turnaround by the Sharks. Incredibly impressive second quarter. 29-15. They're out by 7. And it has been through some very good work. Mojave King with 15 points. Alonzo Burton with 11 in that opening half. And all of a sudden, we're starting to see what the Sharks are capable of. Halftime here in the Cells NBL. Round 12 action. Saints get the Hawks last night. Sharks lead this one at the half. We'll have a look at all of the stats on the other side of this break. Don't go away.
Come on over to the Tuatara. Everyone here, this is your chance for winning. That's the Tasman. We've got to make a set 10 and have another. Bottom up to combination going to what is. Tell you what we're going to do soon. It's nice and easy. Let's get all our competitors out there. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Right, are you guys familiar with the heads and tails game? Do you know how that works? We're going to do it Tuatara style. This is how it works, guys. Feeling away, right, we've got heads and tails. Heads for on your heads, tails on the backside. Right, so come forward. Now, on the big screen, we're going to have our Tuatara coin that's going to flip either a head or a tail. And if you are the one in, if you're still in after it, you're still in. If you're not, whew, you're off. All right, get your hands on your head or your tail right now. We're going to count it down. We'll flip the coin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go! Here it comes. The tails up, hold the heads up. Tails! If you're tails, oh, that's a bit sneaky. If you're a head, go ball. Okay, that's sneaky. Alright. Let's flip the herd a little bit. Right, go in. You can do the same if you like, or you can mix it up. It's all random. Get into position. You can't change it after this. Locking it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next in, because the coin, it is a tail. Right, head's gone again. Who we got left? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fans in with the charts. All right, let's rock and roll. Get into position, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hey, what if it's tails? We're going to win it straight away. It's a head! Unlucky. Right, we've got 3 left. In the position. What do you want? Head or tail? We've got a head, we've got a tail, we've got a tail. If it's a head, the man in the middle is going to win. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip that coin. Here it comes. It is a head. We got a winner! Woo! What's your name? You got to go for it? Oh, lucky here, because you got 5 months in combination, thanks to Tasman Holiday Park. It's ever in here. How good? Right, so we keep the action rolling too with New Balance. We've got some awesome prizes here to give away. We're going to be rolling the ball. New Balance, $250 vouchers, there's 2 of them.
Halftime here tonight in the Cells NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. And after being down by 7 points at quarter time, the Southland Sharks, bottom of the table, have come out and shown us what they're made of in that second quarter. Winning it 29-16, they're out by 6. Casey, Frank, your thoughts?
Well, I like the way the Sharks were able to get themselves back into the game. They started playing a higher level of defense, but it really was just all about making shots. Once those threes started to drop, they got a little bit of wind behind their sails. And you take a look at the leading scorers, it was Yuli, Nance, and Schneider early, but then King, Burton, and Dom Kamapoto came on late for the Sharks. The rebounds were reasonably even after the Sharks were able to come back and just really grab possession. You see Dom Kamapoto doing some serious work with 8 of those. Surprisingly, Rob Lowe doesn't affect higher, but Nick Barrow making up for that mistake. Both teams really unselfish with the basketball as well. Deshaun Knight not involved scoring the basketball, but has 3 assists, and Schneider putting his usual yeoman-like work all over. How about big Romaro Gill with the blocks? He is having a one-man block party, and Tuatara have to know exactly where he is. The steals for the Sharks, they've been in transition. They've led directly to buckets. For the Tuatara, they need to find a little bit of that defense to offense to work in their favor as well if they want to come back in this one.
And the concern for the Tuatara, Casey, Rob Lowe with 3 fouls.
Rob Lowe with 3 fouls. And if I'm the Sharks, I'm going straight at him. Play after play. Aaron Young is going to have to keep him on a short leash. If he plays 4 or 5 minutes, he might even have to sub him out, even if he doesn't pick up that fourth, because he is vital to their chances. And but when he's off the court, it just really, the offense really struggles to find some rhythm.
Well, the lights are out, the crowd's having fun. There's tons of giveaways here tonight. At halftime, the Sharks lead it by 6. Can they move on, and can they start inflicting some pain on these teams battling for their own spot in the final 6? Second half not too far away. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back to Eventfinda Stadium. Friday night basketball in the NZNBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Great to have you with us. Halftime here, the Sharks lead it by 6. Justin Nelson and Casey Frank with you. Earlier tonight, the Kahu got up by 5 over the Hoiho. That was a great game. Really enjoyed that. But how about them Sharks in the second quarter tonight? Wow.
Well, there's a little something coming up from the Deep South tonight. It's not a southerly, but it just might as well be for the Auckland teams. The Kahu were able to avoid the upset, but the Tuatara on the precipice of a loss that could be disastrous for their finals hopes.
Can the Sharks go on with it from here?
Absolutely. If they're able to shoot the ball like this, I actually think it's going to be tough for the Tuatara to keep pace. But if that shooting does come back, they can do it with that defensive effort that we saw, forcing turnovers, getting in transition, getting it done. Gill protecting the glass. But a lot of it has to do with Rob Lowe. If he's able to play without foul trouble, he's going to be able to mound that middle. If he picks up that fourth, that door's going to swing wide open, and it's going to be all on that young guard perimeter lineup of Schneider, Iuli, and Dante Russo-Nance to really carry things.
Run home for the Tuatara Sharks here tonight. They're away to the Bulls and at home to the Saints. That could be a very important game in the final regular season round. The Sharks, Tuatara here tonight, then they're at home to the Airs, away to the Nuggets, away to the Rams, at home to the Bulls. They are playing teams that are all battling for the final 6. Can I put you on the spot?
Okay.
I know you love this.
My favorite.
Can you tell me who's going to make the final 6?
Oh, who's going to make the final 6? Well, let me pull out a little thing. I think the Nelson Giants have it locked in. I think the Taranaki Airs are in.
There's 2.
And then from there, honestly, it is up in the air. You've got a lot of teams that are right on the cusp. I mean, honestly, I think the Saints are going to come home from here
and make the 6.
And for me, that's the next most definitive team out of it. Everybody else,
the Saints are the next most definitive team.
For me, I think they're playing the best basketball right now. Yes, they have to win the rest of the way, but I see that the Tuatara, the Hawks, the Nuggets.
Wow.
The Rams and the Bulls are playing pretty well as well.
If the Hawks lose to the Bulls tomorrow night?
Oh, well, if the Hawks lose to the Bulls tomorrow night, I think the Hawks might be out.
Really?
And if the Bulls get that win, I think they're in.
How great is it? And what about the Rams did here last week?
Saved their season a week ago against this Tuatara squad, and that's why.
What about what the Nuggets did in Hawke's Bay?
Well, game on game, it's all there. The question is, of course, can they keep going it from game to game? It's not those one-out wins that gets it done. It's the consistency that gets you done, and that's why I see the Nelson Giants, the Taranaki Airs. I think they're going to get it done. From there, I don't think anybody's tickets has been punched.
You know what's fun about the Cells NBL in season 2022? The fact that we're having these conversations.
There's a lot. That is definitely part of it.
I really enjoyed listening to your thoughts there. The simple answer to the question was no, I can't tell you who's going to be in the final 6. Alonzo Burton with the opening basket of this second half.
Alonzo Burton keeping it going, doing it from deep and doing it from mid-range. Showing some spice off the bounce.
I do appreciate the fact, though, Casey, that you gave it a go. There's Iuli. Well, he had it knocked back by Deshaun Knight and straight off his hand.
A little bit of a Falcon. Well, that's the thing about being a commentator or a media pundit. You can say whatever you want about guys making it or not making it. The only people who are really mad at you are the teams that you're not picking.
That's exactly right. Can I ask you the 4 teams that won't make it? I should have asked the question a different way.
Well, I've got the Sharks not making it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think no offense to the Sharks. I do like the way they play today. Just mathematics is against them.
They are really putting on a show here at the moment. Turn and shoot.
Wow.
How about that? Mojave King barely got a look at the ring.
He's got that size advantage on Dante Russo-Nance, who was given a bit of space, worried about the drive, but he's got to be concerned about the shot as well.
And Russo-Nance answers at the other end, floating over the top of that outstretched Romaro Gill hand.
There's a flip side to that coin because Dante Russo-Nance can come right back at you.
Lead at 9. King picks up the dribble. Knight uses the screen, nowhere to go except behind his back to Inga for 3. Doesn't drop, Romaro gets up.
Oh, Big Gill getting it done.
They keep it alive. Can't convert off the hand of Zoe Burton.
Love that rebound by Dante Russo-Nance coming out of his area to pick it off.
The confidence of Braden Iuli, there's block number 4 for Romaro Gill.
I thought that was on its way down, but the Gill effort takes another one. It is a one-man block party in Auckland tonight.
Speaking of hands, the Tuatara get it back. Iuli goes up strong off the glass.
I think Mojave King got a piece of that one, but great challenge regardless. We're going to stop the ball because we've got a bit of a wet spot where Deshaun Knight went down onto the ground. I think we'll take another look. That big Gill block party. Kick it in. You want that one? Smack, get it out. That was a impressive feat of athleticism by Gill. Not often you block a hook shot of the man you're guarding. That is not something that is done often.
Well, Romaro's 218 centimeters. Rob Lowe's at least 210.
Yeah, I'd have him in that mix. 210-ish. Rob Lowe, I think, claims 6'11". He always looks like a footer to me.
There they are. Gill and Lowe.
This is a heck of a wet spot on the court.
Taking a bit of time, hasn't it?
But good work. Good work by the mopping crew.
Back underway. I swear they stay out there a little bit longer sometimes just to get a piece of the TV action. Here's Deshaun Knight, gives up the shot, gets it back though. Smart heads-up play. Mojave King and Deshaun Knight.
Really good give and go. Knight had no chance in the shot, but he gives it up. His teammate rewards him for the correct decision.
Iuli here. Schneider now. Lowe helps him out. Creates his own space and maybe his own basket. No, look at Romaro get up.
This is the most active I've seen him this season. He's out contesting, he's coming back, blocking shots, grabbing rebounds. This is the kind of production they need to win this game.
Maybe the best I've seen him in his time in the Cells NBL, including his 9 games for the Saints last season.
That wasn't a great relationship.
They get it back to Tuatara. Rob Lowe inside to Schneider. Goes it alone in the end. Mojave King just stepped back and let him through.
Yeah, needed a bit more defensive fortitude there. The easy finish might have Silas Schneider finding his rhythm sooner rather than later.
Lead back to 9 again.
And just didn't get that one down. Mojave King trusting the stroke.
Schneider trying to up the tempo at the moment. Iuli just creates his own space, gets it to Rob Lowe. Romaro. Wow. Well, Gill is having some sort of a night here, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, really,
he is eating that ball up like it is just on his breakfast plate.
They're going to have to get a pump out here soon because that thing's getting deflated with each smack. He goes to the bench, give himself a bit of a rest that he has earned as the Sharks behind that Gill defense at the rim are controlling here in the third quarter.
How many blocks is that? 5? Russo Nance here for 3.
Oh, great board by Inger. Somehow tipping it out of Rob Lowe's hands despite Lowe having great position, excellent timing.
Spoke about Inger in the second quarter. Here he is for the triple. So some highlights here for Braden Inger. He's just done a lot of good little things tonight, Braden Inger.
He's getting himself involved. Now he's got 9 points to go along with his 8 rebounds.
Lowe. Dalton on the floor, gets up, changed his mind midair from right to left and nearly rewarded himself.
Good show of athleticism and skill, but couldn't get the finish.
Inger brings it out tonight. 12-point game. Knight to Burton for 3. Yes, indeed.
Oh, that was perfect facilitation of the offense by Knight. Reading the defense where it is and then delivering it to Zoe Burton for the triple.
16 in the game now as Schneider gets the roll.
Schneider going to have to pick up his level of aggression and force the issue a bit more than he would like.
Getting after it. Deshaun Knight left it behind.
Oh,
Schneider can't finish.
Again.
Inger.
You said it, doing the little things, hustling back, taking away a short 2 points.
Great to see. Here's Burton, maybe Rob Lowe got a finger on that.
Oh, what a pass.
And Rob Lowe, one end to the other. Russo Nance with the dime.
Beautiful.
One of the best plays of the game.
Beautiful recognition of the situation. Russo Nance looked up, great run. You said you like rim runners.
Yep.
Well, Rob Lowe went that time and delivered, just like Tom Brady.
Here's Deshaun Knight looking to get up and over the top. And fixed up very, very quickly by Dom Kelman Poto.
That's 8 points and 11 rebounds for Kelman Poto now. Really active on the glass, winning that possession game, keeping them in this double-digit lead.
Schneider. Rob Lowe just helped him out there, cleared a wide open path.
Yeah, if I'm a ref, I might have given him the flop warning on that one. Yes, he was rolling through, but he's entitled to that space. You know, we said it, if you're going to be on the tracks and the train gets through, you get what you get.
Here's King around Lowe and finishes strong.
He's got such a burst with that step. Looked like Lowe had that lined up for a block, but with that athleticism, he creates just enough space to get it off.
Moves to 20. Iuli, red hot to start this game.
Dalton's had a couple of shots that looked like they were halfway down, but just wouldn't drop for him.
There's Inga. He looks like he's found a bit of confidence tonight. That one somehow found its way to Zoe Burton in the short corner with a little floater.
Well, this is the way it's going for the Sharks. Even when they make a mistake, it works out for them. Zoe Burton showing the skill.
Still going at over 55%. The Sharks.
Tuatara have to do a better job offensively, let the ball do some of the work. They're getting caught in this trap of quick shots as Deshaun Knight just misreads that one and passes it out of bounds. Bit disappointed in himself.
Get a timeout here, 3:02 to play in this third quarter. And the Sharks have continued on from where they left off at halftime. They are looking fantastic tonight.
They really, really are. It's been the defensive effort, the shooting ability. They're now 10 for 21 from deep. The 5 blocks has just made the Tuatara feel uncomfortable when they were driving. They just, when they're getting in the paint, they're looking for Gill even when he's on the bench. It's made the defense, enabled the defense to get more aggressive when it's on the ball. And they've slowed down some of the big scores from the first half. It's still Nance, Iuli, and Schneider that are leading the way. 15 for Russo Nance, and then 13 for Schneider. Rob Lowe with 9. But outside of those guys, the next highest scorer has 4 points. So it's all on the shoulder of 4 of the starters to get this one done. Bit of a surprising stat. Rob Lowe, only 3 rebounds in tonight's game. This is a guy, not sure if he's leading the league or he's right next to it, but he's averaging over 13 rebounds per game. So that is a mighty big change in possession.
And a lot of people would put that down to the game that Romaro Gill is having, but have a look towards the Sharks' number 3, Braden Inga.
Yeah. Well, it's getting rebounds. I think the Sharks have done a really nice job of that, of collectively rebounding the basketball. They know that Rob Lowe is a great rebounder, especially when Gill's not in the game. The guards have to come back in. Everybody has to box out. Everybody has to have a hand on it. 6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter for the Tuatara. Well, they're up to 11 for the game now.
And we've seen plenty of times over the years, Deshaun Knight amass points through volume shooting. There's a travel call there. I like the fact that Deshaun Knight tonight has become a really good facilitator.
Yeah, he's not forcing the action at all. You know, he's more known as a scoring point guard. He hasn't been super aggressive with the basketball, just 5 shots total, but 6 assists. Really looking for his teammates and creating things because his lanes are being shut down.
Margin at 15 here. King, corner. Look at that, looking for Kelman Poto. Durand keeps it alive, gets it back in to Dom Kelman Poto on the reverse. He normally snaffles them.
Schneider.
Back the other way. Yeah, getting up high. Some athletic stuff.
I mean, he is sneaky athletic. I mean, another way of saying he's white, but.
Durand.
Jalen Durand with the range. He has had some big games this season, but that is a big shot to nearly put him up 20. What has happened in this game? The tale of 3 quarters, the first quarter all Tuatara. Since then, they cannot buy a bucket.
It has been an incredible turnaround tonight. Durand again.
That's a quick heat check. You got to hit. Normally, you got to hit more than one shot to get the heat check.
No, Jalen doesn't mind a quick heat check.
Or a slow one.
Don't worry about that.
It'll come around. He'll do it.
Schneider to Russo Nance. He's going to find it hard through a sea of orange singlets.
Early in the game, the Tuatara were passing the ball, letting the ball do the work. Offense was doing everything. Now it's all one-on-one.
Oh, Mojave King.
Well, speaking about doing all one-on-one, he just refused to be denied. Really forcing his way to the bucket. We have a 20-point lead.
Quite incredible.
For the Sharks.
22 in the game now for King. They're under some pressure right now, the Tuatara. Schneider can't complete. Inga, he goes heads up, long pass. Lasongi Ape. Ball on the floor, has to bring it back out.
Good decision, though. Didn't have the advantage. Let the rest of the teammates catch up.
Oh, great work by the Sharks. How about that? Duran, Lasongi Ape, Dom Kelman Porto. That is team basketball at its best. And the Sharks are absolutely putting on a show here this evening.
It's a clinic. Outside of that first quarter, it is an absolute clinic. They have outscored the Tuatara 24-10 here in the third quarter, and they look completely in control of this one at the moment. The Tuatara, they're just getting rushed. They're not looking comfortable out there. They've stopped sharing the basketball. You stop seeing the penetrations and the extra passes. And because the shots are more difficult, they're more easily defended and that way more easily rebounded. So a lot of things going the right way for the Sharks right now.
55-26 since quarter time.
That is a lot. When you're doubling up the opposition in a couple of quarters, you're putting yourself in great stead. And how about the Sharks? You know, it's so great to see Rob Beveridge back on the sideline and getting this team back to the level mentally that they needed to be. They've been through a lot this year. But I'll tell you one thing about having a losing season. Oh, he made it. Sorry, that's when it wasn't on screen, but we just saw a half-court shot being made. But this team, I'll tell you one thing about being in a losing season. It feels a lot better to end with a couple of wins than it would be to end with a couple of losses. Those end-of-season wins can almost feel as good as a championship after a tough year.
15 seconds of fame for that gentleman.
What did he win?
We got the last 2 seconds of it.
Unfortunately, your shot, your made nearly half-court shot is not going to be on TV.
No. Well, can the Tuatara respond? They've got a quarter and a bit to do it. It's been a quite extraordinary performance since quarter time by the Sharks here tonight.
Look at the Sharks too. They've come out so active. They're not resting. They're not settling.
Connor Cole with the foul. Speaking of Rob Beveridge before the game, I said to him, you know what, you could cause some real damage over the next few weeks. And he looked at me with a grin and he said, I know.
I hope so. As an athlete, if you can't get what you want, it is really satisfying to make sure others don't get what they want.
And look, there's clearly no doubt that is a big message that he has imparted since coming back to this team. Let's create some havoc. Let's cause some havoc to finish off this season. It hasn't been our season, but let's make it a season where some other teams are going to remember that they came up against us.
And the Tuatara, they were circling this game as one they really had to have. You know, I've been mentioning that 10 wins probably gets you in. Tuatara sitting at 9-6 right now. They would love to get that 10th win somehow, but it is looking unlikely this evening.
Schneider on the step around, deep two. Maybe that gives them something positive going into the three-quarter time break.
Need to get a stop here to continue that momentum.
Lasongi Ape.
Oh.
Well, we've sung his praises tonight, and there's a good reason. What a finish that was, and they may get it back.
Oh, Inger looked like he snatched that clean, but a bit too much contact. And the only fortunate thing is that should we recheck that foul count?
That's only the second foul of the quarter, believe it or not.
One thing that is not good when you're getting your, let's be honest, your butt kicked a little bit is that you have no fouls in the quarter.
I saw the surprise on your face when you saw that.
Where is the physicality? Where is the willingness to put your body on the line and make the opposition feel you as they're scoring all these points in continuation?
Couple of seconds to go, and Dante Russo-Nance completes it and just comes up a little bit gingerly, actually, as he walks to the bench. But like the second quarter, the third quarter has belonged to the Sharks, and they lead this one by 20. Last quarter coming up after the break.
This is all it is. All right, and we're gonna hear from Wilson Chair. We're gonna get to the chair. All right. All right, let's do it. Joining in the crowd as well. All right, time is up. Let's see who you're voting for. Are we voting for Mike? Everybody vote.
Welcome back to Eventfinda Stadium, and it's all smiles for the Sharks up by 20, but it's all laughs in the commentary position. We have just been greeted to some pure entertainment at three-quarter time. Casey Frank.
That was a heck of a dance contest. They were bringing the heat.
It feels like tonight a game of basketball has broken out in amongst people just getting prizes left, right and centre. The amount of stuff that's been given away here tonight.
Good job by the Tuatara management to distract from the score on the scoreboard at the moment.
Well, that's how you do it, isn't it? Rob Lowe with the offensive rebound. Last quarter underway. Can the Tuatara get themselves back into this one? It's going to take a mighty effort from here. Schneider might get them started. He doesn't.
Look at oh, he just steps on the sideline. Look, Brendan Ingers' effort today.
Oh, I've been impressed.
Has been really good, and he's had a bit of an up and down season. Hasn't played to the level that we've come to expect from him, and that he's come to expect from himself. But it is nice to see him find a little bit of that fire at this point. 9 points, 11 rebounds in the game tonight, but play after play that has affected the ball game. 57-30
run since quarter time to the Sharks. Quite remarkable. You can add 3 for Dante Russo-Nance.
He's up to 20 to go along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Really showing that stroke from deep this evening.
Well, we saw him walk off at three-quarter time, just hobbling a little bit. Oh, Sonny Arpe.
Man, he has been finishing with that stretch layup. 8 points for him now.
Just a rising talent.
He's just got such explosiveness, and he just doesn't know how to use it.
Oh, look away pass.
Too easy. Dante Russo-Nance showing the skid. Great cut by Rob Lowe to make himself available on the weak side, but a better pass.
Just have to remind myself at times that young man goes to school during the week.
Yeah. I also feel bad for the kids he's playing against in high school. That's a tough cover.
Oh, they got no chance. Here he is. Dante Russo-Nance doesn't complete that. Nick Barrow with the foul.
And this is better effort from the Tuatara, though. They've come out and they've decided to make the Sharks feel them. They're more active physically. They're in the passing lanes on the other side, and Nick Barrow gets the foul there. But that's not a bad foul. I don't mind that aggressive foul when you're going at it. But he does pick up foul number 3.
There'll be a lot of Sharks fans tonight, Casey, sitting back watching this. Of course, they've got a huge supporter base through the Deep South. And the one question they'll be asking is, where has this been?
Yeah, I mean, that is a good question when it looks like it's so easy for them when it's coming. But this has been a disjointed season for the Sharks. Great steal there by Dom Kalmampoto. they've had a lot of issues. COVID has gone crazy through the team a couple of times. Obviously, the stuff with Rob Beveridge. I do feel, as we see Duran get fouled there, that at times there were some chemistry issues with this team. They didn't look like they were from the same books, and certainly not the same page. But better late than never. And this is a team that, expects to be in the finals. It's been quite some time since they've missed one. And if you can't do that, the least you want to be is proud of your squad. And this kind of effort they've got tonight, that's the kind of effort that brings pride with it.
Well, there's been some real pride. There's no question of that. And even Connor Cole is getting in on the action.
Connor Cole from deep, showing off the stroke and getting his teammates excited on the bench.
Iuli. Schneider, low. He'll fire from deep.
Great box out there by Connor. He's doing it on both ends. Connor Cole, not content to just be a scorer, wants the rebounds as well. Let it fly again.
Well, such was the illness through the Sharks team at one stage. You mentioned that. Connor Cole joined the coaching staff.
Yeah, that's true. Andrew Wheeler as well, doing double duty.
There is big Connor Cole scrambling on all fours after it. The Tuatara win out. Schneider almost pulled up for the three, gave it over to Russo Nance, and guess who won that battle then?
The best defender in the competition, this sideline. I'm telling you, it's too hard to see.
Braden Inga taking a break on the sidelines there. He has been such a warrior tonight, Dante Russo Nance. He's certainly done his bit for his team.
Tom Kamapoto begging for the mismatch opportunity.
Zoe Burton went left, went right, handed it back to Dom Kelman. Poto, they just can't miss.
Showing the triple. Better late than never for the Sharks, but excellent offense there. Good unselfishness. And, ooh. Is that a foul on Dom Kamapoto?
Well, that's what's being called. It's certainly not on Rob Lowe.
Didn't he get to the ball first? Isn't that just a free ball up in the air?
Looked like it.
Anyway, Dom Kamapoto will get pinged for it.
Saints hit 19 triples last night against the Hawks. The Sharks have 13 of their own tonight.
Dom Kamapoto just banging through screens.
Well, how much more can we say about this young man?
Oh, I don't know what. He ain't going quietly into that good night. He is going fighting hard. 23 points now.
Some sort of a game in, at the moment, what looks like is going to be a loss. We've got a timeout called by the Sharks, but Dante Russo Nance is doing everything he possibly can to put this team on his back and carry them to an unlikely victory.
Another big ball game, 9 for 18 from the field, 23 points to go along with 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. He is absolutely the real deal. And it's almost like I want to get a little bit of a time machine look at what he's going to end up doing, because he's got a plethora of decisions and choices in front of him.
Someone has seriously opened the prize cabinet out the back here tonight, because the amount of stuff that is being given away.
It does feel like it's like, well, if we're going to go down, let's go ahead and go down giving out some prizes to everybody we got.
You and I might head out of here tonight as the only people who have been given absolutely nothing.
I'll tell you what, I could use a ball. My kids have been asking.
There you go.
Those GJ Gardner bones, they look pretty bouncy. Like they'd be good to work on the handles on the back deck.
6.5 to play in this one tonight. It's easy to forget that the Tuatara led this game at one stage by 11.
Turnabout comes quickly. Just off air after that first little stretch, after you were giving me asking me what my pick was in earlier, said you had the Sharks, and I'm not going to lie, when they went down 10 early, I turned to you and I said, I might be wrong. But they dug deep, turned things around, and did what they haven't been able to do so many times this year, and that's face adversity in a game, look it in the face, and step right through it. And they could have said, "Oh, our season's toast. Here it goes again. Let's sit down." But they didn't. They showed pride. They came back and they fought hard. And the Tuatara look like they're going to be wearing an L because of it.
Schneider 15 and 9 tonight. Nearly a double-double for him. Here's young Dalton in the corner. Lowe will have a second chance at it.
He loves that look at. I would like to have it just one more time. A bit disappointed that didn't drop as Mojave King grabs the rebound and takes the foul.
A few players away with the Tall Blacks at the moment. Casey, of course, at the Asia Cup. Across the league, a few players.
A couple players from this game. One player, Taki Ferentsen, missing for the Tuatara. Ooh, strength by Mojave King. Can't get the layup, but just bullied. Dante Russo Nance down low.
Here's Schneider for three. He moves up to 18 in the game.
There's still a lot of time left in this one. They can keep on coming back. Possession by possession, but they got to do it down here.
Here's Mojave King, turnover. Schneider comes up with it again. He'll look to go all the way, hands it off. Great pass in the end to Charlie Dalton.
What unselfishness there. Knew he had two guys running with him. Takes out one of the main defenders. And with a lovely pirouette dish for the assist. And it's down to 15, which is very doable.
And they've had a couple of stops, the Tuatara. Now, we're going to stop. I think we're going to see
some clock adjustments.
Yep.
No, just a little. Yeah, they're putting on a few extra seconds on the shot clock. The Sharks are appreciative.
There's that pass on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
The pirouette by Siler Schneider.
He's been good tonight. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists for Siler Schneider.
He's been really good following his first 3 or 4 games. Once he found his feet and I think understood what the Tuatara needed from him, he has really improved and delivered what he's been asked to deliver.
Here's Deshaun Knight. He's been a facilitator tonight. That one in and out. Russo Nance quickly up the floor. Rob Lowe will finish it from Iuli. Hey, it's back to 13.
It's not over yet. Iuli, with the vision on that one, knew exactly where he was going with it before he caught it, but then the ability to deliver a catchable bounce pass at that angle. And I love this fight back from the Tuatara. They are refusing to quit. Just 4.5 minutes left. So time is running out. But, you know, I said it about the Sharks early. They could turn tail and swim away, but the Tuatara said, no, we're in this ball game. We're fighting. We're going to come back. There's still a chance. And 4 minutes, 40 seconds, that's an eternity. 13 points. We're basically talking 5 shots if you can get 5 stops and get them all to drop.
15-8 run so far in this last quarter by the Tuatara. And impressively, they've done it at the defensive end because over those middle quarters, they gave up 57 points. They've restricted the Sharks to just 8 halfway through this last quarter.
Yeah, it has been defensively. I think a little bit of that is the Sharks settling a bit. They're not as aggressive on the rim. They're really trying to work the ball around, go deep in the shot clock, because the shot clock is their friend. But, you know, this might be a time to get the ball in Mojave King's hand and just say, let's see one of those straight line drives to the rim. Dom Kemba-Poto in the post could be a good option as well. But either way, they really do want to use this shot clock as much as possible. Still, the clock is their best friend, but they need a bit more aggression offensively than they've been showing.
Russo Nance has 13. King has 22. Back underway. It's a 13-point margin. Friday night Sal's NBL action.
And that's 23 for Russo Nance.
23. Mojave King could increase from 22 to 24.
Foot on the line, so that just counts as 2, but always get to your leading scorer's hands when you need a bucket. That's what they call good coaching.
Schneider. Back to the right, hands it off. Charlie Dalton on the reverse. Gets it back. Low now to Schneider. Shot clock down to 8. With some work to do. Inga in front of him. Schneider draws the defense out to Iuli. Big triple.
Schneider drawing the defender just far enough that despite an excellent effort at the contest, Iuli had the range and the space to make it.
He has 18 tonight. Burton Down low, Kelman Potol turns inside, Schneider on the reverse.
I was sure that was going to be a pass, but somehow it turned into a shot off the glass. Big shots in these possessions by the Sharks in response to the Tuatara coming out firing.
He just makes that look so easy at times, Dom Kelman Potol.
He is a skilled scorer in that low post area.
Ball inside, beating the zone, Charlie Dalton.
Good to see one finally drop with Charlie Dalton. Got a couple of great looks, but hasn't been able to find the net.
Leads at 12, they may get it back. Russo Nance was right there. Almost brought the Sharks undone. Braden Iuli didn't shoot that. Braden Inga did.
Well, I love the passing, coming in, attacking, looking for Dom Kamapolda down deep, but as the defenders reacted to him, he saw Braden Inga wide open up top and delivered it back to him. And with 2:47 left and a 15-point deficit, that will pretty much do it, unless the Tuatara can just force steal after steal going forward.
We don't have too many games with two Bradens.
Not too many, it's true. Maybe it's a popular name. Were they born in the same year?
I'm not sure. I thought you were going to say good save then for a minute. Well, how about that? They have come storming back, the Tuatara, but the Sharks, and off the hand, we've said it a couple of times, Braden Inga has really stepped it up tonight.
He really has. A huge shot there to get it down, but just 12 points, but the scoring total doesn't really belie his impact on the game up to this point.
And his work off the ball.
Been active defensively, been good on the glass with 11 rebounds. Doesn't have any assists, but he has been a facilitator. He's been creating with the hockey assist, the pass that leads to the pass that gets it. And it's that kind of unselfishness that I think at times has been missing for the Sharks. The player that was, willing to just make the pass that makes the offense run smoothly and not get any credit statistically for it is important for a team to run smoothly.
Sharks shooting at 59% from the field tonight, 51% from the arc. It may be their best shooting performance of the season.
Let that one fly, Dante. Plenty of space.
Well, he listened to you the second time, and with good reason.
Yes, he should. You get room like that with a stroke like that, shoot that ball, and he does. Back to 12. Through Sandstorm, hopeful to get the Tuatara back in the ball game.
Fifth triple of the game. Rob Lowe with the foul. Knight off to the Razine. 26 in the game, Russo Nance. Here's the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Casey Frank said shoot it the first time.
Well, definitely shoot it the second time because you were more open the second time around. But if you're on the wing and you're a shooter like that, and they're going to close out short, worried about the drive, that's like a practice shot for these guys.
Here's Knight. Had some productive years with the Manawatu Jets, of course.
Yeah, he's been a 20-point high assist guy as well. Had a lot on his shoulders in the Manawatu with what was expected from him.
Mid-season call-up for the Sharks.
And they needed a bit of help at that point guard position. They were trying to do it with youth.
Tuatara keep it alive. Charlie Dalton for three.
Another big shot for the Tuatara, sitting at 11. They're not going to quit just yet.
Sharks look to respond once again. Inga stepping back and gets the roll. That's the night he's had. It has been a great effort.
Give him the Dirk. What a tough shot to make. That is impeccable footwork to create that space and an even softer touch.
Lead back to 13. Lowe wants it inside.
That's a good foul by Deshaun Knight.
Yeah.
Takes away the ability for it to score and forces it onto the baseline. No bucket allowed.
Just the second team foul of the quarter for the Sharks.
Schneider with it. 1 second on the clock.
Russo Nance. Dalton gives it up to Schneider. He fires away from deep.
Still coming, the Tuatara. Just not enough time on that clock to let them come all the way back, but they have refused to quit.
And they've hit some big shots in this last quarter.
They really have. Schneider and Dante Russo-Nance been all over the place.
Here's Mojave King finishing off the way he started tonight. Look at this though, one end to the other, and Schneider will finish.
27 points for Mojave King. Schneider now gets himself up to 23.
So basket for basket, but we're inside the last minute tonight. And you called it from the outset, Casey Frank. You said the Sharks would win this game. We put you on the spot, and you called right. Late basket here for Rob Lowe. I know it's at 9 with 37.6. It is possible, but
it's not probable.
It's not probable.
It's a really valiant effort by the Tuatara to try and stay in this one and keep fighting, but with just 37 seconds left, it'll be a wrap as we see Dante Russo-Nance finding Rob Lowe for the finish. Another assist for Dante Russo-Nance. A couple of stat lines for the Tuatara. Dante Russo-Nance, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Siler Schneider, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. So those two sticking it all. How about Mojave King, 27, 3 and 3, lifting up his scoring average. He has been an explosive scorer this year, but I like the way in tonight's game he let the game come to him, didn't force the action. That's 27 points on 10 for 15 from the field for Mojave King.
The Sharks put 117 points on the Saints back in round 1. Or the Baby Saints, I should say, back in round 1. They hit 103 over the Rams back on June 25. Yeah, that was a 103-102 win. And they've hit triple figures tonight.
Well, this is exactly what they were hoping to do coming in. Be the spoiler, put pressure on other teams, and a couple, hopefully make other teams' seasons as disappointing as theirs, to be frank.
Inga with the miss. The Tuatara come again, but they turn it over.
That was a little bit of a chance there. Could have got that one through, made a shot. And if you hit that three, all of a sudden it's just 2 shots in it. But it was not to be on this night for the Tuatara.
Pressure on Gerard. He thought he was fouled. All the numbers here with the Sharks. Easy finish for Zoe Burton.
So, if you're going to make that, you got to dunk it, buddy. Otherwise, give it to somebody who can.
Russo-Nance for a late 3. There's a foul here. I think that might be on Rob Lowe. That'll be his 5th of the game. So, Rob Lowe is done for the night.
Having a little bit of extra to say on the way out.
Puts his thumb up and says, thanks very much to Tim Brown.
Something along those lines.
11-point margin. What about the Sharks tonight, Case?
Great effort. They came out and they did what so many times this season they found difficult to do. They played from behind. They improved their play as this game went along.
Down by 11 at one stage, yep.
And they did it together. You know, in the first quarter when it looked like it wasn't going to be their night, it was because it was one pass drive, one pass shot, not sharing the basketball. They weren't a cohesive unit. But then the passing came in and it became infectious, and all of a sudden everybody's taking care of everybody, and they're going to be going home with a lot more smiles than they have than, I'd say 3 other times this season.
4 players in double digits tonight for the Sharks as the seconds tick by. They'll hold it up here, surely. That'll do us. What a win tonight for the Southland Sharks. They travelled to Auckland with just 1 win from their last 10 games. It is such an uncharacteristic sight to see the Sharks not higher up the ladder, not playing finals basketball. It hasn't been their season. But they came here tonight knowing that over the last few weeks of season 2022, they had the power to make life tough and maybe, just maybe, put their stamp on shaping the final six. They win this one by 12, down by 11 at one stage. In the middle quarters, they went on a 57-30 run to upstage the Auckland Tuatara, who are still well and truly in the frame for final sixes. Rob Lowe probably says those words right now to his team. But of course, within the six, it's also a battle for the top two, the easier path, hopefully through to the championship game. And right now, the Tuatara do have some work ahead of them if they do want to finish in the top two. They have 2 regular season games remaining against the Bulls and the Saints. The Sharks have games coming up against the Airs, the Nuggets, the Rams and the Bulls. Let's head down to the sideline and catch up with Mojave King. Here's Casey Frank.
Well, Mojave, it was a tough start right off the bat. You guys were down 11, but you were able to turn it around. What was it, the mindset of the Sharks, that you were able to dig deep and get it done?
Yeah, I think Bevo's been real hard on us all week at practice, you know, just with being competitive. So when we got down, you know, he was really on us about just fighting our way back into it. And then we got a lead and we were able to hang on to it. So credit to the boys just fighting hard all the way through.
And some really big performances tonight with Romero Gill with, I believe, 6 blocks in this one. What is it like to have a big guy behind you enabling you to put some pressure defensively, but you got that security blanket?
I didn't know he had 6 blocks, but that definitely helps, you know. It gives you a sense of security, you know. You can kind of pressure up more on the guards and know that he's going to be there to cover your back, so it's nice to have.
And of course, you guys playing a little bit of a role of spoiler, a disappointed season, but you've made things tougher for the Tuatara. Looking forward, you've got a few games against teams that are still in that finals mix. How important is you guys to make things a little difficult for them and throw a spanner in the works?
We're not really too worried about anyone else. Right now, it's more about us. You know, we want to finish the season as strong as we possibly can. We feel like we can win all our games from here on out, so we're trying to get that done.
Well, it was a strong performance tonight, and good luck the rest of the season. Thanks for the time.
Game high 28 tonight for Mojave King. Came out firing early and some baskets down the stretch as well, shooting 10 of 15. 3 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal. 5 triples tonight for Mojave King. We sung the praises right throughout the game of the performance tonight of Braden Inga. Here he is now with Casey Frank.
Well, just chatting you here, it's nice to get a win. How relieving it is for you guys to come out and play the way I'm sure you guys thought you could play all season long.
Yeah, we've always known we can do that, so it's just the fact of putting it from practice onto the court and just, you know, becoming a team and just running teams off the court, hitting our shots and just playing that hard defense.
And tonight I was impressed by the fact that you guys went down early, down double digits, 11 points in that first quarter, but then you stopped playing one-on-one basketball and you started looking more like a cohesive unit. What was it that it took that slow start to turn things around and get you guys to play like that?
Oh, it should have happened a lot earlier in the season, but we just figured out that, you know, we got a few easy baskets and we just rolled through with that and just keep moving the ball.
And then I think tonight might have been the team's best shooting night of the season. It took a couple, and then it was just like a waterfall coming down, a little bit contagious. But was it just the fact that you were able to see a couple come down and then everybody wanted to get in the party?
Yeah, we do the work. We have the confidence ourselves, so, you know, we just keep shooting, and it's basketball. It's going to miss, it's going to go in, so he's got to ride the wave.
No one could say it better. Thanks for the time, Brandon. Appreciate it,
man. Have a good one.
Inga, a double-double tonight. 14 points and 11 rebounds. He did so much work off the ball. You heard us talk about that during the game. Really returned to some confident form tonight for the Sharks in their win. Silas Schneider, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. He certainly played his part. Here he is now with Casey Frank.
Well, Siler, a tough one tonight. As a team, you guys came out the blocks really hot early, went up to that 11-point lead. What was it that changed where the offense just got a little stagnant?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. I'll have to watch the film to really get a good feel for it. But, I think just a couple bad shots and some mishaps on defense, and that can change the game real quick.
Looking forward, just 2 games left. The next one against the Bulls is still well in the thick of things, but you got to get that win. What can you guys do differently in preparation for this one coming up?
Just on the defensive end, I think we gave over 100 points tonight. It's just too much. Got to keep teams around 80, under 80. I don't know, just fix up things on the defensive end. That's it.
I appreciate the time, Sully. Good luck in the next one.
Silas Schneider, another big performer tonight for the Tuatara, but they come up short to a Sharks team that looks very, very determined to do their bit to maybe shape the final 6. What a win for them tonight, especially through those middle quarters where they put their foot down and just showed us, Casey, what they're capable of.
Yeah, most definitely. When they're going well, this can be a high-octane offense, and they did enough defensively today to get it done and weather that late comeback from the Tuatara, as spirited as it was. A great win for the Sharks. A disheartening loss for the Tuatara, but they're going to have to bounce back quickly. As we see a look at the leading scorers, Mojave King with 28 leading the way, but Dante Russo-Nance impressive with 26.
And 4 players in double digits for the Sharks. Dom Kelman-Porto, really good to see him up and about tonight. We spoke about Braden Inga and Silas Schneider. You just spoke to him then. I mean, he was involved in everything.
Everything. Yeah. There he is, 7 assists for Russo-Nance and Schneider. Great to see those guards working both ways offensively, you know, passing the ball as well. 5 blocks for Morrill, not 6, so it was 1 off. I think he might have gotten another one there somewhere, but 5's not bad. The one-man block party getting it done, and he had a huge effect, even though he didn't play, I think, at all in the 4th quarter. There we see the steals. How about Rob Lowe? His activity forcing the turnovers. Nice job there, but in the end, it just was not enough to overcome a really determined Shark squad.
Round 12 action in the Cells NBL. It's been a huge Friday night here with a doubleheader. The Kahoo getting the earlier victory, and as you've just seen, the Sharks. What about what's coming up in the Cells NBL tomorrow? Big doubleheader right here on Sky Sport. That 7:30 p.m. game also live on Prime. Jets and the Giants. Giants to start. Red hot favourites there. What about the Bulls and the Hawks?
Yeah, that's a huge game for both squads. Whoever gets that one has an inside track into the finals. The Bulls sitting at 7-6. The Hawks, Bay Hawks, at 7-7. They're both desperate for win number 8.
We're heading down to that one at the Stockyard. Looking forward to that. Rams in the Airs is another really intriguing game. 3 p.m. Sunday.
Hey, the Rams have, the Taranaki Airs have aspirations for the top 2, sitting just outside of it at 8-5 behind the Tuatara. But the Rams fighting for their playoff lives. They're in 7th spot on the outside looking in, but they're on 7 wins with that big group as well.
Nuggets and the Jets play the late game Sunday, Casey, 5 p.m. And most people would be tipping the Nuggets. Let me just remind you, they've lost their last 3 games at home.
It does make it a little bit difficult. Not a lot of confidence is being brought forth, but they looked great on the road against the Hawks. Maybe they found the answers in the pace-controlled game there.
So the Sharks get this one tonight. Extraordinary performance, 103-91 over the Tuatara. Tuatara seem finals bound for sure. The Sharks, not so much, but they are definitely keen to make life tough for those above them on the ladder. Casey Frank, great work as always. We'll catch up with you tomorrow night for the Bulls and the Hawks. On behalf of the entire production team and the Sharks fans, no doubt they've enjoyed this one. I hope you have enjoyed it as well. Sharks by 12, Sal's NBL action. It's heating up towards the final 6. We'll see you for more basketball tomorrow.